Of the redraw, that's the number 92 of Brad Winters out of Lisbon. On the outside in the number 30 from Carthage, that is Mason Spencer. Chuck Meyers in the number 48 on the inside of row number 2, and the Madman on the outside in the 09. He won the last time he was here. That is Mike Ramus. Tony Pettinelli on the inside of row 3 in the number 2. Outside in the row 3 in the number 1, that is Brad Sykes. Then we got Levi Arthur in the 25, Steve Fuchs in the 4, Jeffrey Sharkey and Terry Gardner bringing up the rear of the field as the green flag flies. Side by side, Winter and Spencer. Row number 1, Spencer on the outside. Here comes the Madman, Mike Ramus. Lap number 1 of a 30-lap feature. Sykes and Fuchs get together, and Chris Sykes loses a little bit of space. Winters and the number 30 of Spencer trading a little bit of paint down there, going through the turn. Mike Ramus backs off in order to not get it caught up in it. And Mason Spencer in the number 30 is knocking on the door. Spencer, feature winner here several times last year, but they are waiting to get one here yet this year as Mike Ramus is back there in the 09 in the 3rd place spot. Ramus just waiting to see what happens between Spencer and the 30 and the 92 of Brad Winters. Winters has held the lead from this one. It has not been easy. Spencer almost got by him a couple times, and Spencer's getting a little Nerf bar action back there in that 2nd spot. Mike Ramus just waiting in the 09. A little farther back to Chuck Meyers, and you got Tony Pettinelli, Levi Arthur. Terry Gardner, after starting in the last place spot, now has moved up through the field. He's picked up a couple of spots in the number 2X. We got 3 drivers kind of getting away from everybody. Now Tony Pettinelli gets into the 4th place spot. Pettinelli is the points leader in this class, and we'll see how close he can get in the 2 New York to the top 3. And Brad Winters is doing a lot of weaving back and forth in that number 92, not handling the best, and he's got Mason Spencer in the 30 and Mike Ramus in the 09, and now joining the top 4, Tony Pettinelli. 1, 2, 3, 4, all in a row. And Brad Winters has lots of company coming off of turn number 4. Mason Spencer in that number 30 getting into that Nerf bar repeatedly as they go into the turns. Winters has good horsepower down the stretch, not so good through the turns. He slows down about right there, and that tightens everyone up. We got 4 cars running at the front of the field. We got 6 cars. Oh, there's a bump in the back there between Fuchs and the 1 of Brad Sykes. 4 in a row coming off the turn here, and now the number 2 of Tony Pettinelli. Pettinelli's going to try that high side to see if he can't make up a little bit of ground in the number 2 New York. Mike Ramus in the 09 content to stay in the low lane for now. Still in the early laps of this one, but it has been a torrid pace so far. Winters and Spencer continue to run 1-2, and then it is Mike Ramus in the 3rd place spot, the Madman, and Tony Pettinelli in the 2 New York. 1, 2, 3, 4 still all together on the track as they go into turn number 1. A little farther back to Steve Fuchs and Levi Arthur as they are in spots 5 and 6. Brad Sykes by himself in the number 1. There is Terry Gardner trying to close in a little bit. Steve Fuchs in the number 4. And it is Jeffrey Sharkey at the back of the field in the number 66, but not by much. Pretty evenly matched field here tonight. And here comes Tony Pettinelli around the outside. He's ready to give it a shot in the number 2 New York. Tony is out of Rome, New York, carries the number 61 on the roof of the car. And here we are at the halfway point, halfway home in this Cascanet Ford modified feature. They continue to bang around at the front of the field, Winters and Spencer. They are feeling it out there tonight as each one of them. Spencer has thought about going to the outside. outside. Now he's got to duck down back low. He's got Mike Ramus waiting right there to get to the inside. How safe is it to try the outside lane? Tony Pettinelli is the only one who tried it, and he doesn't have anybody behind him, and that's the difference. Mason Spencer, I think, would like to try the outside, but if he tries the outside, he's got Mike Ramus in the 09 waiting to dive down to the inside. Pettinelli now moving to the inside of Ramus as they come out of turn number 4. And Mike Ramus is thinking about going around the outside. Ramus in the 09 to the outside of Spencer, but he can't get by. And our top 4 order is unchanged. It is still winners, Spencer, Ramus, and Pettinelli running 1, 2, 3, and 4, but it is tight up there. Mike Ramus almost got the job done. Now he moves up there again. Pettinelli to the low side. Mike Ramus, a hard driver here at Evans Mills, and he goes to the outside. We got a caution. Yellow is out for Gardner. Terry Gardner on the grass inside turn number 4. So the cone is out. Brad Winters will certainly pick the inside, but we're not sure what they're going to do behind him. Mason Spencer's going to give it a shot. Chuck Meyers is going to give it a shot. And Brad Sykes. Brian Sykes. I've been saying Brad all night. They were worried about getting his last name right. Now we're not getting the first name right. Brian Sykes in the number 1. All right, what's this cone restart going to do? Here is the green. And they bump and bang going through the turns, and Mason Spencer makes that outside lane pay off in the number 30. Here comes the 48 of Chuck Meyers. Spencer to the front. Winters holding on to the second spot. Then it's Mike Ramus in the 09, and now we got Chucky Meyers and Tony Pettinelli, and Chuck Meyers found some speed in the number 48. Pettinelli with the advantage of the inside lane. There goes Levi Arthur. Chuck Meyers had it rolling for a little bit, but now it's starting to fall off for him as they're starting to get around him on the inside. Still a torrid battle for that second place spot out there with Brad Winters in the 92, and now the 09 of Mike Ramus is right behind him. Mason Spencer has got a very comfortable lead here. Getting pretty close for second down there. Pettinelli now looking to the inside of Mike Ramus in the 09. There goes Ramus to the outside of Winters. Mike Ramus has committed to the high line here. We got a heck of a battle for second out there as Mason Spencer is all alone up front. Oh, Pettinelli and Mike Ramus got together. The sparks flew down there. Was that intentional or was it racing? We'll find out after the race is over, but Mike Ramus not handling like he was. Oh, we got another tap. And Pettinelli and Ramus, they're not being the best of friends out there now. They are trading the paint back and forth in the third and fourth spot. Here comes Ramus again, and he gets into the back of Pettinelli. 2 laps to go. All right, you guys, enough is enough. Well, sooner or later, it's going to happen. And the caution flag is out. TN 9765, please move your vehicles. Thank you. Would you be so kind? Here we go, getting down into the closing laps of this one. Spencer, yellow flag stays out. It helped Mason Spencer on the last restart. He's got the Number 1 exit Brian Sykes right on the outside, and here we go on this restart. Brian Sykes trying to make it stick, but the 92 of Brad Winters holds on to the second spot. White flag will come out this time for Mason Spencer. Levi Arthur trying to get that third place spot back. Mike Ramus is going to call it a night as we get down to the last half of this one. Here comes Mason Spencer. He has yet to win this year. That has changed tonight. Spencer, Winters, Arthur, and Sykes are your finishers here. And we will get a word in victory lane with Mason Spencer. On a hot night here, Mason Spencer had to work awful hard for this one. He's taking his time coming out. As the number 30 for the first time this year. He was here several times last year in victory lane. This is number 1 for him in 2019. Mason Spencer coming out of the car now. Well, here's your plaque, sir. I'm not going to ask you how tired you were. Now, not too many guys make that outside lane work. You picked it on the cone restart, and how'd that work for you?
We ended up working out pretty good. You know, everybody got the car set up really good and everything, so.
Once you got out in front, you kind of ran away with it. Do you feel like you were that much better than everybody else, or was it just a lot of competition behind you?
There was just a lot of competition behind me.
Any word about how the rest of the year is going to go? You've had to do a lot of work on this car. You've had it in the garage a lot. Clearly, you got it fixed up tonight.
Yeah, we got everything all fixed, and I think we got it dialed in pretty good now.
So you're looking for pretty good the rest of the year, we hope?
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, Mason Spencer, I think we got a 50-50 drawing coming up.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank, Cass Connect Florida and the Carthage Savings Loan Bank and all my sponsors, Focal Point, Christian Field Services, and my mom and dad, and Alan Dobransky, and just, we wouldn't be able to do it without help from everybody else, so.
All right, great word for Mason Spencer.